So you're gonna fly back and your wife is staying here, you said?
Yeah.
So she's gonna drive by herself?
Yeah, with the kids. Not thrilled about it, but that's what she's doing.
Dang, bro.
Well, she'll stop in Georgia and then down there. She's not down there all one time.
She's a G, bro, for doing that.
Yeah. She drove the whole way here. I didn't drive at all.
Oh yeah, we'll get one then.
She don't like my driving, that's why. It's a rare occasion if she lets me drive.
That's funny.
She said she's got to be in control. The kids in the car, she worries. She just wants to drive. I try to drive aggressive.
You're on there. Say hi to the camera.
Is that good? Is that where you want it, or you want to see yourself? Is he?
That's fine. But I would rather do it. Have him over here, like pretty close.
So put him right there where that other one is.
Yeah.
Okay. Así más alto.
Yeah.
Exacto. Talk.
No, I got a camera.
Así.
Mhm.
Alright. You got the comments, right?
Hey, pass me the mic. Turn on the mic now. One, two. Check. What happened? You got somebody saying never had to style or mess with it. That's right. Low maintenance. That's what we do here. Low maintenance procedures. No medications, nothing. You just need to cut it shorter and that's it. Go about your day. Somebody said that looked like it would hurt. Actually, it doesn't hurt.
Not at all.
How many tattoos do you have?
Me?
Uh-huh. Five? More?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think.
7?
Which I don't think those hurt either. But if I had to say, obviously those hurt worse than this. But neither of them hurt. But it all depends on what your pain tolerance is. So even if you have a low...
This is nothing compared to a tattoo?
No, tattoo.
It's
Because
worse.
tattoo you got scraping. There's no scraping.
Yeah.
And you're trying to color an area. You're dragging the needle.
All right, let's face down. Hold on 1 second. Let me fix it real quick. You comfortable?
Yeah.
So what you want to do here in this section is that you want to make sure that you blend in into the existing hair, not oversaturating the area, so it looks blended in. Once you saturate that area, then it's gonna stand out, and you don't want that. So patterns are gonna be different. Each person's case is different, so you have to know how to approach every time. Yes, it is affordable. If you compare this process versus a hair transplant, it's definitely like not even a quarter of how much you would pay for a transplant. SMP has become really popular. It's definitely a service that a lot of people take a look into it, and even a combination of both. Um, we always take a look at the expectations of everybody. In this particular case, our client, he already cut his hair short, so he's not really seeking a long hairstyle. So that's like the decision that he has, and what made us go more towards SMP versus transplant. It does make a big difference once you have your hair short, because you're able to see some of the details from the transplant if you were to go that route. Complementing SMP and a transplant, it's good. If you guys follow me on my Instagram, you guys could see some of the examples I have. But we're just gonna be doing SMP in this case, just because our client already cuts his hair short. They're asking if you're paying $10 a dot.
Yeah. It'd be pricey.
No, it's probably on the cents, not even 0.00001 cent per dot. Yeah, we're doing a tattoo. This is a hair tattoo. This is called SMP. So it's not a traditional tattoo, but we fall under a tattoo because of the simple fact that we're implementing pigment into the skin. It's not like a tattoo that goes in deeper, but Difference between a traditional tattoo and SMP, there's quite a few things, like the depth, the pigment ratio, the quality of the pigment that we use, the um, the technique. Healing could be the same. The machine and the needle that we use, I mean, they could also be used in a tattoo, but usually for like a bigger tattoo, they use the bigger size needles and different configurations. But everything that we do is basically customized to be able to perform SMP and to be able to make sure that it looks just like a hair follicle for longevity. So that's essentially our goal. That's essentially what we want to do. If you guys are watching this, make sure you guys subscribe. That's gonna mean the world to me. It means a lot because I'm pretty much showing you guys a live video of this process, and not a lot of people do that. And you guys can ask as many questions as you want. I'm an open book when it comes to this procedure. For a lot of people that are suffering with their confidence, that are bald, that are single, even the ones that are married, I mean, you also want to look good and young. Some of the advantages about SMP is that it does take away some ages from you. A lot of people, they feel like they're taking about 10 years of themselves by just giving a new hairline, framing your face for a younger appearance. That's essentially the goal for most of us. And in the public eye, undetectable, 100%. Some people ask, like, how can you keep a really, nice haircut? Some people actually do like to be open about it, and they like to say, hey, this is a tattoo. Others, they just, pretty much say like, oh, thank you so much. They just keep it quiet, don't say much. To each his own, but I think that the goal here is to make sure that nobody knows that you have SMP. Obviously, since I'm doing it here and I'm showing you guys what we do, it's obvious that it's a tattoo. It's obvious that, but if you look at the person from far away, if you look at it when you first meet that person, you're not gonna realize it is an SMP. So that's why a lot of people here, they say like, oh, it's too obvious and this and that. Is because we're focusing on what we're doing. And a lot of times SMP, actually this procedure here is gonna lighten up about 20 to 30%. So the moment that it lightens up, it blends in really nice with his natural hair follicle shade and the color of what his hair should look when he shaves. So it is the way to go for a lot of people, because of the main thing is the maintenance. Because if you're trying to keep your hair alive, a lot of times you need to take medications. So when you take medications, some medications for some people are gonna have side effects. And some of the people are scared of the side effects that the medication has. Typically, 3 out of 10 people tends to experience the side effects. Not a whole lot of people, but it's nothing that is gonna scar them for life. It's just gonna be in the moment. If the medication is in your system, you might experience some of the side effects, but once it's out of your system, then you just go back to normal. So for those who are seeking a hair transplant, that are traveling far away, or like trying to be cheap with their surgery, they end up not following through or not keeping up with their existing hair. And whenever they see that in 5 to 10 years from the transplant, they notice that they started losing more hair. And I would say about a good amount of people that has done transplant, they always blame it on the transplant instead of blaming them on themselves by not taking care of their existing hair. because a transplant hair is always going to be there. It's not going to die after. It's permanent. But you have to take care of your existing hair. That's why the transplant can become really expensive, because you essentially have to subscribe to medication for you to obtain a certain amount per month. I don't have a place in Florida, but actually my client comes from Florida. He flew in from Orlando the first time, and I think he drove from this second time around. We could do a virtual consultation first. Then if everything works out for you, you can fly in through Raleigh. How much was your ticket, bro? The first time you came?
Like $100, $100 and something bucks round trip.
$100 round trip. You know, and if you want to rent a car or take an Uber, it's better off to rent a car because it's cheaper, and you know you don't have to depend on your Uber every time. Did you actually rented a car, right? Mm-hmm. And how much is that?
$100 too.
Another $100. Okay, so that's not bad. I mean, you're coming in. For people that are traveling for out of the state, we actually go above and beyond by blocking a whole day, because I'll do 2 passes. You're pretty much getting 2 sessions in one trip. And I do that because, you know, I'm trying to save you some money on traveling expenses. And I also offer a warranty on top of that, so it's a no-brainer. You want to make sure you go to someone that knows what they're doing. You want to make sure that you, even though if it could be a little bit extra or it's going to cost you a little bit more, make the investment, because if you get a bad procedure, the only way to remove it is by laser. And laser removal, it's more expensive. It can start from $250 a session. The most expensive ones could be somewhere from $650 a session. Some people might need somewhere from 3 sessions to 6 sessions to remove a whole procedure, and you would still have some of that bad impressions or hue underneath the skin, and then you have to remove it and pay the SMP again. So it doesn't make sense to go with somebody just because they're charging less. I'll just recommend to just go with somebody and know that you're gonna get a good procedure starting from scratch. Because the difference is from somebody that's charging you less than somebody that's charging you good, you know, the price that it actually should cost. It's not a whole lot of difference if you compare it with having to remove it plus having to wait for all that process, because every time you get a session you have to wait a whole month to get a second session. So then you're not going to be feeling great about yourself. You're going to feel devastated. That comes with any other, you know, aesthetic procedure that you're thinking about getting done. Most people tend to just look for pricing first before looking for quality. I like this tattoo gun because it does control the strokes. So the good thing about this is, like, depending on the scalp texture, I can adjust the stroke and how strong it goes into the skin. So gonna keep looking and to obtain the best machine to be able to perform and help me with getting better results. But as far as now, this is like one of the best guns that I've had. I've been doing SMP for about 10 years now, so it's been a long journey for me, and I've helped thousands of people getting their confidence back by offering SMP hair transplants and hair treatments. Make sure you like this video too. Doesn't cost you guys anything to like this video and to ask any questions if you know anybody that's suffering of hair loss. Somebody's asking if it feels annoying or painful.
No, not at all. Kind of relaxing, honestly.
It's relaxing? Nice. Instead of going bald, we're bold by doing SMP. Because we're already cutting it short. So that's how essentially what's, for those that can understand what we're doing and the reason why, it's to enhance our look and to make sure that, you know, it looks like we have hair. A lot of people would rather do SMP instead of looking like a big thumb. You know what I mean? The same thing as like how women gets their boobs job done. They get a mommy makeover, BBL, you name it. They do a bunch of stuff in their faces too. And they're always taking care of themselves. Why don't we, our guys should take care of ourselves too. And these are one way to do it, by fixing our hairline. Yes, actually people do this on their beards. I personally have it done on myself. I've done beard SMP, where I complement my hair, my beard hairs, and filling in my gaps. And I also did a beard transplant where they extracted hair from the back of my occipital area, and they extracted about 2,000 grafts into my beard to give me more full density so I could be able to let it grow. A lot of people ask me why didn't I do it on my top, on the scalp, and I don't have enough hair to cover the whole top, and I would like to have a certain hairline design, so SMP is the best bet for me. So I've also been a patient for a beard transplant, and I know what it is like to obtain the surgery and SMP. And if it's for somebody that feels like SMP hurts a lot, we usually use numbing. That way the client doesn't feel anything. And that way the SMP is more suitable and relaxed. This procedure could cost somewhere from, if you divide it by sessions, it could start from somewhere from $500 a session, $350 a session, all the way up to $1,200 a session, depending on the amount of hair loss you have. We recommend doing a consultation first. We offer financing as well. Like, you could get this finance for like $24 a week. It's basically nothing. Cheaper than a hair transplant, cheaper than medication. It's cheaper than any other solution for hair loss, and the results are immediate results. Yes, you can do SMP on women density. It's another form of it's another type of procedure that you could do with SMP. Especially those who had like thinning in the middle or the hairline part. Can also be done on some of them that has traction alopecia. Hair loss at the front hairline. We could do a little bit of everything. Yes, we can do blonde hair. The pigment ratio is a little different, and depending on your undertone and the amount of hair that you have and how it looks. Because remember, this is to complement, especially for those who want more density. If you don't have enough density, there's so much SMP can do. But if you do have density, then, you know, definitely going to help you a lot more. Every case is different when it comes to expectations. Because remember, at the end of the day, like, I don't want people to know that you have this procedure done. This is to make sure that it looks as natural as possible. All right, you can face up now. Lay back for me. Face up. Close your eyes. So if you're bald, that this is the way to like enhance your look, because this is like you're having a shaved look. Because if you're completely bald, that means you don't have any hairline. So then, you know, one of the things about hair loss is that a lot of people think that hair loss is a sign of aging. So a lot of us don't want to look like we're aging. So that's why we do things like this, to make sure that we still look up to our age. And, you know, especially those that are single, that are looking to essentially find a significant other, you want to make sure that, you know, you look young, because this essentially is going to attract people. And you also want to make sure that you but if you're happy with having a bald hair, like, that's on you, like, that's okay. You know, I mean, there are also a lot of people that are attracted to bald head guys. So I always like to tell people this is, if hair loss is something that bothers you, something that like makes you feel uncomfortable, there are things you could do to fix it. There are things to do to complement what you're dealing with. You know, the way how you look at yourself in the mirror, and if we're able to fix that, you're gonna feel great about yourself, physically and emotionally. But if you're not, if hair loss doesn't bother you, then, you know, honestly think that you should leave it alone and just live your life because you're happy with it. One of the things that we don't do as men is that we don't do our daily routine or skincare routine. You know, that right there, we don't apply something simple as applying, what you call it, sunblock on your skin. Majority of us don't do that. And we actually technically supposed to do that every day. And this looks so good. So we're done right now. We won't have to do much when you come back. It's just to kind of go over a few things and.
Okay. We'll take a break.
Yeah, let's take a break. I'm gonna show you the mirror real quick. Yeah, you can have a seat right there.
Have a seat here.
Yeah. Take a look at it, brother. Let me know what you think.
It's good. Really good.
I just work pretty much all the way through with a smaller needle just to kind of complement. But I mean, the procedure is pretty much done.
It's really good.
And this goes along with, from the consultation we had. You want it to look natural.
Yep.
So like we can't go too dark on the top then because it's not gonna look natural. Let me change this right here. Can you stand up for a second? Yes, have a seat. You hungry?
Nah, tired.
You tired?
Like I said.
Do you say what 10, is it 10 hours? Didn't you have like a 10-hour drive?
It was definitely so.
It was longer because you came in with your kids, right?
6, 7, 8. I mean, it was every bit of 8. So we drove to Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, from technically Minneola, Florida.
Okay. So it's what, 8 hours?
Yeah, at least 8 hours. I didn't pay attention that much. I was riding. But
Look at the camera. There you go, perfect. Look to your right. Tilt your head down some. A little bit up. There we go. The other side. Now back to the center. Alright, slowly turn your head to your right. Keep coming. Alright, to the other side. Keep coming. Alright, back to the centered. Alright, look down for me. Look up a little bit. Perfect, stay like that.